Jai Shri Ram. Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 20th verse. Krishna is saying that, those people who follow the Vedic rituals, they will enjoy heavenly pleasures, but they will have to come back again because the human birth is the greatest boon which the Vedas themselves have declared. And only from here is moksha possible. Therefore, in short, what Krishna is saying is, don't waste your time in these things. Okay, anyway. Here, the point of contention is what is this soma? Soma. There are many Western Indologists, half-baked knowledge, ignoramuses, who claim to be scholars. They say that soma is some kind of a creeper which they crush and it has this drug which will give you something like a mood lifter. So R.L. Kashyap, if you have heard about him, please check. He says soma is to be understood as the delight of existence, the sheer delight of existence, which is possible if you are physically healthy and wealthy. You see, in the Taitriyam there is a calculus of bliss. If a young man, fully healthy, has the whole earth as his property, that is taken as 1 unit of happiness. A young man, very healthy, well built, strong physically, mentally, strong in every sense, and he owns the whole world, he is the emperor. And the joy that he experiences, if that is taken as 1 unit, that raised to the power, that is equivalent also to a karma yogi, the joy of a karma yogi, or one who performs nishkama karma, one who is totally detached. And this taken as 1, raised to the power of 10, is the joy of a real sadhu, one who has detached himself. And then that raised to 10 is that of a Gandharva. From that raised, that Gandharva's happiness raised to 10 is that of other celestial beings, and so on and so forth, up till Prajapati, then Brahma, then so on and so forth. Finally it reaches Brahman. That is the ultimate bliss. So this is a wonderful calculus. You don't have to read that, but well, if you are interested, go ahead and do some research on that. So basically, all these pleasures are there, but Krishna is actually telling us these are all like addictions, and after some time from the heavenly spheres people have to come down, and then once they come down and be humans again, they have to strive. They will realize while they are in the heavenly spheres, later they will realize that the highest pleasure is missing. The highest pleasure which they want is possible only through moksha granted by Krishna. So that is the point here. So soma is not some kind of a root or a creeper which is crushed and the juice is drunk and the Vedic rishis are getting drunk and high. This is the distortion that has been made and that has crept into the books, that Vedic rishis were drinking this soma and the lower classes were drinking sura, which is alcohol. So in Vedas, which are purely spiritual books, of course some science and all that is mentioned in the Atharva Veda also. So these kind of distortions crept in because complete ignoramuses, rascals, idiots who have no knowledge of Sanskrit, forget Vedic Sanskrit, they don't even know basic Sanskrit. They have ventured to write volumes that Murkha Mullar has written, and Griffith and many other fellows have written, William Jones. These buffoons, they have done immense damage. As a result, many Hindus are also mistakenly thinking that soma means some kind of a drug, LSD perhaps. These rascals know only that much. So soma is not that. Soma is the sheer delight of existence. Even if one undertakes all these, yajnas, what is the proof, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you, if you live by the Vedic lifestyle, eat the Vedic kind of food and live like a Vedic rishi, then you will understand what joy is. For that, first of all, you must be sattvic fully. If you become fully sattvic, that itself is sufficient. Your joy is unlimited. These petty things of the world will not bother you. In fact, you will shun the people of the world, because though they are so despicable, they are so miserable, and because they are so miserable, they will be malicious. They will try to backstab you, loot you, hurt you, insult you, humiliate you, and all these things will not bother you once you become a Krishna Bhakta. You will actually pity them. You will not have any real will rancor. You will pity these fellows, but you have to avoid them, because otherwise they will bite you. Traividya mam somapa putapapa yajnairištva swargatim prarthayanti te punyamasadhya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divi deva bhogan. So this is what Krishna is saying. So you see, and in the next one, Tetam Bhuktva Swarga, 9:21, Krishna continues, Tetam Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti Evam Trayi Dharma Manuprapanna Gatagatam Kama Kamalabhante. So go to 9:21 and you will see Krishna is explaining the same thing which I have just told you. After they have enjoyed the pleasures of heaven, all the stock of punyam. In English, they have a silly word called merit. They don't have a word for punyam. And they use phrases like righteous deeds, meritorious deeds, rubbish. Punyam is punyam, Baba. No translation possible. So Krishna says, well, after all the punyam is exhausted, they come back to the mrityu lokam. Kshine punye, let us read that shloka. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. Martyalokam means the sphere of death, that is the earthly life. Vishanti, they return. So they return to the earthly plane. Thus, those who follow the Vedic rituals, desiring objects of enjoyment, repeatedly come and go. You go, but get out of this. That's the whole thing. So for that you have to follow Krishna. 1866 Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha, and be Krishna's agent. Be a Nishkama Karmi. Work for the welfare of everyone and make sure that you enjoy life too, because again the same Veda says, Krishna also says, don't torture me, Karshayanta Sharirastam Mam Chaivanta Sharirastam. So don't torture me, Krishna is saying. And then the Veda Isha Upanishad says, Magrada Kasya Siddhanam Tena Tyaktena Punjida. Enjoy with detachment, enjoy all legitimate pleasures. Because if you don't enjoy the legitimate pleasures, you will become a very grumpy kind of character, frigid. You will not radiate joy. So, sattvic joy. Krishna in 7:11 also says, Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So, whatever is not opposed to dharma, that pleasures, all those pleasures are you are fully entitled to enjoy. In fact, you are not just entitled, it's your duty. Because if you are not happy, how can Krishna who resides within your heart be happy? If you are miserable, he will also feel sad. So for the sake of Krishna, you should enjoy. Therefore, enjoying is our duty. But sattvic, not rajasic and tamasic enjoyment. So if you have understood this much that I am trying to tell you, you would have understood everything about the Vedas. Krishna is explaining that all these celestial delights of the heavenly bodies, all these things are there. We can't deny that. But they are temporary. You will have to come back. Your main task is to see Krishna and dance with Krishna. Sahasrare Mahapadme Krishnena Sahamodate. Therefore, how to get out of this continuous cycle of birth and death? You're born again, you suffer 9 months in the womb, then all teething problems, you will have to go old and corona will bite you, you will fall sick, age, disease. Arey Baba, when will we get out of this? So please, let's get out of this. So don't waste your time indulging in Vedic rituals. This is not the time. In Kali Yuga, that is not necessary and not possible also. The resources are not available, time is not available. Therefore, chant Hare Krishna and be a karma yogi. That's it. That's the greatest yajna. And if possible, study the Bhagavad Gita and teach the Bhagavad Gita. Abhidasyati. Adhyeshyate, one who studies and one who listens. Shrunute. 1868 to 1871. Krishna declares that is Jnana Yajna. Jnana Yajna is 3 things. You can teach Bhagavad Gita or study Bhagavad Gita or simply sit and listen to somebody who knows the Bhagavad Gita. All these 3 things are conducive to moksha. That is Jnana Yajna. There is no need to perform all these elaborate Vedic rituals in this yuga. At the most, you can have a Havan Kund at home and burn some upla, cow dung patties, and sprinkle some sambrani, and make sure that your house is, the aura is sattvic, and all evil influences and these negative force fields are neutralized. Jai Shri Ram.